everyone, it's Elena and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to share with you guys a day in my life during my exam term at university. Now obviously I'm spending that term at home thanks to the pandemic, so the first thing I do in the morning is I change because otherwise I will fall right back into my bed. Next I then quickly make my bed because I know otherwise I will nonetheless fall back into it, which is absolutely what we don't want, and then I go to the bathroom and I just quickly clean my face and then I put on some serum. I like to think that it helps with my acne. I'm not really sure if it actually does. And then I also put in some face cream, and I like to do that before making breakfast so that it can sink in a little. Then I went upstairs to make myself some scrambled eggs for breakfast, and this is something I actually love about being home during exam term because in university I would go to the library super early and then I just didn't feel like I have the time to go back to the kitchen, but now I do. And yeah, once I ate my breakfast, I then went back downstairs to turn this sleepy version of me into one which looks more awake and wears concealer. And then I also use my deodorant, which is from Native. Native is the amazing sponsor of today's video. They make natural deodorants, and the most amazing thing about them is that they leave you feeling hydrated, which is something I've never really had with a deodorant before. The scents they sent me was coconut and vanilla, which smells like a spa day, an unscented one which is super neutral, and then also a lavender and rose one, which is my absolute favorite one because it just smells like an amazing summer day, so I absolutely love using that one. Applying it once in the morning will last you for the entire day, and the great thing is that they are vegan and cruelty-free, and they do not contain aluminium, paraben, or sulfate, so you get familiar natural scents like, for example, coconut oil. They have so many amazing scents to choose from that there is something for everybody in there. Free deodorants are normally $36, but if you use my link and the code ElenaH, then you can get them for $24, which is 33% off. Thank you so much to Native for sponsoring this video. I absolutely love their deodorants and I would highly recommend them, especially for people who have very dry skin like myself because they are super hydrating. But now let's get back to my day. So this was a day where I did not have an exam. So on non-exam days, I don't actually do any revision because at this point everything should already be in my brain, and honestly revising now would just make me panic. So instead I do things I don't get to do on exam days. So today I really had to address my emails. I had over 50 unread ones. I normally try to keep this below 5, but on exam days I just don't get to checking my emails as frequently for obvious reasons. So yeah, I literally spent 2 hours just responding to emails. So yeah, that really had to get done, but we succeeded and we ended up with only 4 unread emails. I usually have a few unread ones because they need to be addressed later, but that was a success. And then it was time to pack away my laptop and get out my iPad because then it was time for my creation of a cheat sheet. But it's not really cheating because we have open book exams. So what I do is I go over my revision notes, which I make in GoodNotes and from which I've studied, and then I basically quiz myself, but it's not really for the purpose of revision anymore. The point is more to figure out if there are any little things that I can't remember. So for example, a certain number of a UN Security Council resolution or a certain wording that I need to remember, things like that, and I just write them down on a little post-it, and I just keep these little post-its with me on the exam day so that if I'm writing a question on that particular topic, I can just quickly refer to that and I don't need to check all my notes, which I find really convenient. And yeah, then it was time to make myself some lunch. So I went upstairs, and if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I cannot cook for the life of me. So I just quickly made myself something, and yeah, this was basically pre-made, you just have to heat it up. But it is really good. If you live in Germany, I would recommend it. And yeah, that was my lunch. It was good, even though my mom hates it. Then I went back downstairs and it was time to just give myself some downtime because I try to keep these non-exam days more relaxed in order to then keep my energy for the exams. So I picked up a book which I haven't started reading yet. And yes, you may realize there's a lot less books under this desk than there used to be. This is what it looked like in my room tour. The reason for that is that I kind of reward myself by taking away the law books from the exams that I have already finished. It is honestly quite satisfying, but yet I just then put them into the boxes under my bed. But now it's time to actually read the book. This is a fiction book. I honestly quite like it so far. I'm not very far, but it is written in a very interesting style and you kind of try to figure out where everything is going. Yeah, I really like the story so far. If you guys are interested in the book, I'm gonna link it in the info box below. I would recommend it. It is a quite quick read because the font is quite big, but it is a good book. And yeah, then I decided to write a blog post for Elena Makes Sense of Law. The reason I decided to do that is because Elena Makes Sense of Law doesn't really talk about things that are on my syllabus, but the thing is, it still gives me the skill of essay writing. So I still prepare for my exam in a way, but without freaking myself out by realizing in a revision process that there is something that I can't recall, because that just makes me super nervous before an exam. So that took quite a while because I have to do my research, etc. But we ended up with a, in my opinion, quite decent essay on consideration and the intention to create legal relations in contracts and whether or not you should really need both. Yes, I think you should need both, but opinions diverge on that one. I'm going to link it in the info box below for you guys if you guys are interested, but since a lot of time had passed by the time I finished the post, it was then actually time to go to dinner. So my mom made us some noodles and a little bit of salad, and so we just sat down, had a little family dinner, which was honestly really, really nice. And yeah, that's my mom right there. And here's the salad. My mom always tries to tell me I should show people that we also eat healthy because I usually don't. But yeah, after that, I then decided to take off my makeup because it was getting late. So here's me wearing absolutely no makeup, and then it was also time to get into my sweatpants. I only get into sweatpants when I'm absolutely ready to just, fall into bed because I really associate them with bed and it makes me tired. And then I had to brush out my curls, which always makes them look absolutely crazy in my opinion. And then I braided them in order to then get these curls the next day as well. And yeah, then it was time for my bed routine, so I just quickly put on my headphones and then I opened up the Calm app. Calm is an amazing app which I absolutely love because it just helps me sleep. I'm someone who normally lies awake for hours, but they have sleep stories, and I know this sounds like it's for kids, but honestly these sleep stories make me fall asleep in 15 minutes and that's all I'm asking for. This is not sponsored, I just love them. And yeah, then I just fall into bed with my sleep story, and that's the end of my day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you guys would like to check out Native, please check out the link in the info box below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye!